What it do? Thank you for everybody that tuned into King Crowders Live. You could be anywhere in the United States or in the world, but you chose to be here with your boy, and I am so appreciative of it. If you do not know who I am, my name is King Crowder. I am the greatest host in the known universe, giving you my take, my inspirational, and also my opinion on everything that speaks on Black America, man. So if you're new to the channel, comment, like, and subscribe. Do like we always do, and most importantly, share the live. Before I get into it, you know how I had to do, man. Happy end to Black American History Month. Hopefully the foundation got to celebrate and enjoy it, but you know me. Started off, but the book of the week, book of the month, The Man Not, man, is a phenomenal read. Why are you recommending this, Karen Carter? Because most people, especially Black American men, have no idea why the struggle, the systematic issues, the incarcerations, and the racial identity politics we have in this country. On the front of this cover is a boy known as George Stinnett. He was the youngest ever Black American male to be executed out of the state of South Carolina. He was also a special needs man and a special needs child. A phenomenal read. Add it to your library, please. Add it to your library. But let's go ahead and top into the topic tonight. You weren't Black. You've been telling me for years that you ain't Black. I know Black. No. Remember the Godfrey joke? I know Black. I know Black. You've been telling me for years that you're not Black. You're not a part of the culture, that you are other. You're different. You're separate. Everything that you believe in, you are not like the foundation of this country. And guess what? We don't push back anymore. We accept it. So now, why do you cry about racism? Why do you cry about what America has always done? Why do you cry about the issues, the conversations? Why do you cry about unity? If you did not want something, you should be accepting of the problems, the issue, and everything that we have going on right now. Why is this subject so important tonight? Because, you know, we have a lot of people who have revisionist history, y'all. And you know me, we going to always swing the block. We going to always stand on what these words that we like to call FBA.
You know how many?
It's called these facts. And what I want to show y'all is a first video of not of our community, but about how others feel, think, and believe. Shout out to my dog fam. See you in here early. But listen, we got to stop dismissing the I know Black narrative like it's something that is not ingrained in many other cultures. It's not naivete. It's not ignorance. It's anti-Black, and it's racism. We're going to call it what it is, man. We're going to call it what it is because there's a lot of people that get this narrative kind of confused on why the delineation process for Black Americans is so strong. As I like to call it, the love era. It's because you have shown over and over and over again how you feel. And we are respecting it. Let's take attention.
I was told also, you know, for being Black, you're very pretty. So don't mess it up by being with a Black person. Look at your features. Don't mess that up. And I was told so many things out of ignorance. It literally took like high school.
It was not ignorance. It was anti-Black racism. Let's stop calling something what it is and what it was. You heard those rhetorics inside of other communities because they have an anti-Black narrative. Until we speak truth to power across the board, there will never be no unification. There will never be any understanding. You cannot get on TV and say that some other community said these type of things and wonder why the FBAs are going so hard. The hardness is coming from this, y'all. This is a beautiful lady right here, man. I don't even know who she is or what her name is, but she has 2 videos that really caught me by surprise. Remember, I know Black. When you stand on that, when you beat your chest on that, and when other people respond and say, you're right, why do you get mad? Why is it then an opposite narrative? Why does it act like it's confusion? Why does it act like it's misunderstanding? No, you have made it very clear where you stand, where you align, and that's fine. There is no more of the generation of making you listen and learn. Pay attention.
For me to actually bother to take time to educate myself and understand that it was just that generational ignorance that was passed down from one generation to the other.
Let's stop calling it generational ignorance. It's anti-Black. Why are we scared to use those words? We got to stop. It wasn't ignorance. It was how they truly felt. And when people show you who they are, you believe them. Stop trying to go against the grain. Stop trying to tell me that I'm crazy. Stop trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, bro. They know exactly what they're talking about, and that's okay. But what you're not going to do, you beautiful young lady, is sit right here and move past that. So until the line right there is acknowledged, respected, and we move accordingly, there will continue to be this strong FBA that you are not Black movement. It's going to continue to be stronger and stronger. This is the early steps, ladies and gentlemen. I love it because it's been there. I love it because the cultural pride is building back. I love it because we got to talk about these things.
That it just came out of a place of ignorance. That's what you were taught. And you're passing it down to me. You're telling me that.
No, you are teaching me what you are afraid to talk about. You are teaching me what you are afraid to address. You are teaching me issues in which you don't want to talk about. Stop calling it ignorance. Stop calling it petty. Stop letting disrespect slide. That ain't a part of our culture, bro. If you want to know how FBAs get down, we don't let no damn disrespect slide. I was told, don't start nothing, finish the rest, won't be nothing. Don't talk no shh, won't be no shh. We know those records. You don't put your hands on nobody. If they put their hands on you, you better put your hands back. You will respect us. That's culturally embedded in us. And until you understand it, you get that same energy along the other communities, you won't understand it. Let me show you something else that's really real, y'all. People don't talk to this, and let me give you a Crowderism. Let me go ahead and drop it right quick. Jim Crow made us this way. Jim Crow made us more unified. People don't realize this that are immigrants to this country. Black Americans got their soul, their culture, their group thinking, their ideology from Jim Crow. Jim Crow made us more strong with each other. Jim Crow put us in that love era. Jim Crow made us question, build, trust, and establish a strong foundation. People think that Jim Crow was all negative on one side, but what it did, it helped us. It helped us establish a guideline, a code, a rule of ethics, a rule of champion things, a rule of building with each other, an ethnic of how we speak, how we acknowledge, how we introduce each other. Jim Crow helped us in a lot of ways. I know from historical context, there were a lot of bad things with Jim Crow, and I'm not denying that, right? I'm not going to be ignorant enough to deny that. But what I am saying is that we don't ever get into the effects on how it affected Black Americans and how we think. The group think, the love of each other, the ideology, the fun, the spitness, the strength, the culture, that all comes from being separated and forced to build. When you are forced to grind, that's why the hoopers that come from the mud are better. That's why the project music is so much better. That's why people that come from the streets are so much better. You know why that is? Because it's all you got. When you ain't got nothing but one mic, and you got to make it happen. When you got to make 15 cents stretch, like back in the day, like Pac and them said, it makes you stronger, man. I grew up a lot without having, right? At first, I thought it was a negative. But as in my adult life, I understand how it made me so resourceful. Coming from nothing, having to figure it out, having to grind it out, having to establish my work ethic has made me better in every single facet of life. And people that do not come from that do not understand that. But what we do understand when you come from the streets, the pavement, is that your word got to be law. What you said got to be true. Your voice, your recognition, what you say got to come through. And as we got the street code, the loving code with each other, that eye to eye that we speak, we understand that in the foundation. So until you understand that on the other side and address those I know Black thing on the other side, you won't be able to move forward. There is no Black American man that will ever see a beautiful dark-skinned woman like this and say she's not attractive. That's in your community. And until you work it out in your community, you can't come here and talk to us about it.
how many experiences I've had where they say, oh, you know, for being black, you're very pretty. Like, excuse me, tienes que adelantar la raza. Tú no viste que tú eres una negrita muy fina. Mira, mira esas facciones. No te vengas a meter con un negro.
Do you reading what they're saying, y'all? They are saying openly, I want to make sure black system has been better too. That's big facts, though. Big facts, Joey. Shout out to the gang, y'all. Your culture ain't doing nothing but hating each other, killing each other. Okay, brother, here we get on the live and say it, man. That's it. Get on the live. You know I don't duck nothing. But like I'm saying, y'all, people don't tend to understand why that serious energy, why that serious feelings, and why that serious process and thought test is still going through us. Let me continue to cook. As somebody that comes from the culture, that stays in the culture, that believes in the culture, man, you will move and think differently. You will operate. You will speak. You will move from that. Think about this for a second, y'all. When people talk about the NBA isn't good anymore, the sports ain't good anymore, things aren't as strong as they used to be, what they are saying is that the foundation is not heavily embedded no more. That energy, that, yo, I gotta make it, that swagger, that toughness, that grit, that wherewithal to understand that I got to make it no matter what. That's what they're saying, y'all. So I brought up on the live early this morning that we got to address these conversations, man. When the narrative's saying we know black, we accept that you know black. We ain't pushing back on that. We not saying nothing. We not ducking nothing. We not avoiding no issues. But what we going to do, like we always do in the foundation, is that we going to swing that block and make sure we hear it back. We're going to ask questions and do a follow-up on the attack. And like I do, y'all know me, we come with the invoices, we come to receipts. So we got to do another receipt point, man. I waited about a week. I waited, y'all. I wanted to see, watch, and observe. Black Brit men, come to the flow, baby. Black Brit actors, come to the flow, baby. Yo, it's been 7 days since that thing was said about Michael B. Jordan. What you say, fam? Where you at? All the fellas that are playing our artists, that are saying our issues, that are cosplaying as our man, why ain't they spoken about that issue? Why ain't they crashed out? Why ain't they stood on business? Why haven't the black Brit men spoke on the Barfa incident? Ain't nobody said nothing. It's been our culture that's been speaking about it. And I wanted to wait to give it a few days, y'all. I gave it a week. I gave it time. I didn't want to crash out early. All I know is that all of the black Brit men actors, I ain't heard them say, shh. Cause y'all heard something? Anybody tweet something? Anybody say something? Anybody have any words or anything? And if you don't believe me, then women are getting on their live and speaking about it too, y'all. Let's pay attention. Y'all know King Crowder come to receipts. Always.
As a black Brit, I'm not even the tiniest bit surprised with how passive black British people are when it comes to
let's play it from the beginning.
As a black Brit, I'm not even the tiniest bit surprised with how passive black British people are when it comes to this Michael Jordan, BBC, BAFTA, N-word controversy. That's because as black Brits, we have been socialized to look the other way and to let things go. Because Michael Jordan...
No, y'all have been socialized to not stand on business. I hate when people lie to me in my face and say I've been socialized to do certain things. No, fam. You have been socialized to not stand on business and say when something ain't wrong. I waited a week. I wanted to see. What are other actors that are cosplaying and acting like us? Ain't nobody say nothing. A tweet? Nothing? Man, this is crazy.
Is a black American. Black Americans are going to stand on business and they're going to make sure that their voices are heard. I really wish as black Brits we could learn something from them, but unfortunately, I don't think we ever will.
And that's sad to hear that young lady say that, man. But what's sadder to me, y'all, is that we actually have their fellas. And I'm going to bring them back up, y'all. Y'all know me. We're going to go ahead and swing the U-turn, swing the black around. We have the fellas that play our roles that tell me they are so different. What it is, fellas, is that you don't stand on business. Docile, obedient, quiet. Those are the words we need to be saying, not the other words and the other things. It's been almost a week since that incident happened to Michael B. Jordan, and I ain't seen not one black British actor say nothing. Like I told y'all earlier in the week, if you wasn't here for me, silence is a form of agreement. When you are silent about something in front of me, you agree with that. When you don't say nothing or stand up on the issue, you agree with that. Don't tell me to my face that you think, that you act, and you believe differently. No, sir. If you are quiet on the issue, if you are personally not saying anything, if a problem is brought up and you don't say anything to me, you agree with it. Remember that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let anybody ever lie to you in your face. If I love you, I'm going to stand up for you. If I love you, I'm going to say what I got to say. I ain't mean I got to be disrespectful when I say it. But when I address something, I'm going to address it with you. If every time somebody says something disrespectful and the people of different eras don't say anything, they agree with that. And guess what, y'all? When people show you that they agree, acknowledge them and move on. Don't get mad. Don't fight. Don't fuss. Don't say, man, why they ain't saying nothing? Take notes. Nod your head and remember it. Remember how they feel, ladies and gentlemen. Remember what they think. Remember what they say. Remember what they stand for. Remember them not saying anything over the past thing. Remember that they didn't speak for you when times were tough. Remember they ain't stand on business and address the conversation that need to be had. Those are what those Black British actors and men are currently doing. Stop telling me you're taught to be agreeable. Stop telling me you're taught to be docile. F that. You are taught to get along because you don't stand for nothing. And as I'm going to speak man code right here, if you don't stand for nothing, I don't want you around me, bro. Because remember, as much as they disrespect me, you're going to laugh and hee-haw when they disrespect us in front of other people, man. Oh, man, you're not a Black American. Now I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Facts, if you say nothing, you agree with you, I'm not going to fight you back and understanding your blackness and mentality and acceptance. Dog, you feel with me, Joey? Man, it's okay, but I know what you meant. Your voice need to sleep. I hear you, dog. I hear you. Keep drinking, man. Keep going. And they think that we are exempt from ridicule if they don't talk about Black Americans not risen under the same similar position. Joey, you are, man. Let me go ahead and give my dog a round of applause, man. Follow the brother. He is absolutely spitting. Where the Evans Michael B. Jordan Delaware were called the Emerald. It don't matter where they were, bro. Remember, you have actors taking roles from other ethnicities and across the pond who have not said anything that are brothers. As a man, if you my dog, and don't forget, y'all, these are playing big roles, man. Idris Elba saw Michael B. Jordan when he was 16 and he came up with him, bro. It hit different. You came up with me. You saw me grow up. And somebody disrespect me publicly and you don't say shit. You ain't my man. You ain't my fan. You don't look out for me. And you don't respect me. And what we got to learn from this Crowder gang is this, y'all. When people have disdain, it comes out. And when the disdain comes out, I don't want you to fight back for it. I don't want you to get in a shouting match, getting bitter, wanting to scrap. No. We got to move accordingly. So when FBA said, man, ain't no more unity to get along, that's what we talking about. There is no more, let's be nice. There is no more, everybody black. No, sir. From now on, when they ask you, this is how you respond. When the Black British actors and men in the same genre had the ability to say something, they ain't say nothing. Next up, man, I want y'all to know whenever I find helpful information, of course, share it live. If you have not seen, y'all, there is a new phenomenal website for the freedmen, man, because you know Black History Month is over, but we still always learning. Pay attention, y'all.
Across the United States, the history of freedmen is written into the land, into courthouses, churches, rail lines, schools, farms, townships, burial grounds, and businesses.
What they are documenting is Black history remarks that you will need to see for your family. I'm going to let the video play for a little bit more because I believe this information is outstanding. I have went to almost 60% of these documentation in places, but when we talk about the history of the foundation of this country, I want you to, A, go to this website, B, look at the historical freed marks, and C, Give it to your children or helpful information. Pay attention.
Is built from nothing after emancipation. For generations, much of that history has been fragmented, misclassified, minimized, or omitted from textbooks. The Freedmen Historical Marker Map, available through the Freedmen Eco Locator, changes that. Visit hdlab.freemanation.org/eco-locator. What the map represents. The map is not symbolic. It is geographic documentation. Each marker represents verified freedmen communities, post-emancipation settlements, freedmen-founded businesses, churches and institutions built by successors, land ownership sites, schools created during Reconstruction, migration routes and economic corridors, cemeteries and ancestral resting grounds.
So if you ever need to provide and proof of your family documentation and they're asking, what are you doing besides the divisive rhetoric? What we are doing is educating and finding out the information and intellectual discourse. Due to the daughters and the sons of Confederacy that have influenced the Southern educational system, we have to reroute and go different ways to find this documentation and information. What I am doing, ladies and gentlemen, is providing a resource for how do you find it. The resource is a Freedmen check mark where you can find where you were born, where you were raised, and you can find out A, your genealogy, B, the historical landmarks, and C, places to travel to. A lot of the times when we talk Crowder Gang, everybody travels to different places in country, which I think is good. I travel too, passport, everything. But what I want you to do is when you do your local travel, or like we are in this economy, I want you to learn more about you. This right here is a game, a teaching, a helpful moment. Whenever I hear something that is truly impactful, like with the book recommendations I do at the beginning of each live, this website for me was a game changer. Let's continue to listen.
These are not abstract narratives. They are physical locations. When you zoom in, you are looking at documented American history. You can actually read. Each marker next to research, narrative context, and historical explanation. Freedmen can learn about Reconstruction-era economic expansion, land acquisition after the Civil War, Freedmen's Bureau administration sites, misclassification periods in census records, business formation and trade networks, community self-governance structures, regional migration patterns, institutional barriers and resilience. This is layered history, economic, legal, political, and cultural.
And I'm going to pause it right there. Not going to give you all again because I want you to check that website out. But the reason why this is important for y'all, I am from a freedom town. My family, post Civil War movement, when they fought and earned their freedom, migrated to Monroe, North Carolina, and Hollins, Virginia. I didn't know until I got older and I learned about those areas, how the land allotments, how the justification of history post-Civil War went on, and how those other documentations are broken down. Since the 1750 census and prior, you can find out your family's history, your documentations, Black graveyard sites, genealogy. You can also find church records, military housing. If you don't know, this resource right here is a flat-out game changer. I recommend you do A, this, B, lifesearch.org, or whatever you have to do to find your family's resource or documentation. It will help kickstart it real big, y'all. Phenomenal resource. But as we continue to go on, you know I always bring it to you live and direct, man. I'm going to go to current history, y'all. And if you ain't new here, share it live, comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Let's continue to cook on, man. A lot of the horror stories are coming about the truth of American history. The reason why people keep saying, why is the FBA movement such a big deal? We never think about recent history. Think about this. This interview was off Vlad with this gentleman who is a Haitian of descent, was given drugs from the CIA to push them into majority Black cities. Oh, it goes deep, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to think about this. CIA informers were using non-FBA since the 80s to infiltrate, to discredit, and to harm Black communities. Let's take a listen.
How you and P. Jerome delivered 40 kilos of cocaine to South Carolina, and then you brought back 1.3 million to Miami, and then that got shipped back to Haiti to pay the suppliers.
Yeah.
Wow. Think about this for a second, y'all. a drug connect who is a melanated immigrant came here in the 80s pushing a drug operation in majority Black communities? That's diabolical, ain't it? Isn't that horrific? Doesn't that make your spine tingle? They always told us that the drug dealers in our communities were the horrible one. They were the one pushing the bad issues. What if this whole time there was a tether class? What if this whole time it was the tethers causing the beef? My father always told me that the tethers started and instigated the Biggie and Tupac beef. What if we really start to decode and peel back the onion in history and we don't understand how detrimental these type of mentalities have been around us all along?
We probably, I might have, back then, he don't even know what he talking about really, but, you know, I'm copping then. I'm copping and buying my own, and you know what I'm saying? I'm in South Carolina, Broad River, you know what I'm saying? It's jumping, 2 knot, we there, 2 knot, we eating. I ain't much in Miami, thank goodness when the war went down in 97.
I want y'all to think about this for a second. You have a person of the Haitian Zopound descent getting the crack era, pushing the drugs, pushing the narcotics inside of majority Black communities. What we did not know, what we did not recognize at the time, that they were auctioned by CEI drug enforcers. Let me let it finish playing.
Hard, you know? I damn near moved to South Carolina. I'm running it up. I'm working back and forth. But for him to he just rapping, he's mixing a 2003 transportation system with 98, you know?
Man, that is so detrimental and that is so disheartening. What it do, Mike? Did you see the video, family? What's your thoughts on the subject, Mike? Talk to me, man.
I think, bro, we gotta really stop glorifying the things that people have done like that to damage and hemorrhage our community. So, first and foremost, right, we gotta go back to the rap era. We glorified the drug dealing. We glorified the selling of poison to our people. Yes, the CIA did introduce it to us, but why did we go to our own communities and destroy it? And we glorified it in our music and we glorified it in the lifestyles that we live. If you grew up in the hood or grew up in a disenfranchised neighborhood, everyone looked up to the drug dealer due to money, right? But money is the root of all evil. And we didn't know any of the type of things that that person had to do to achieve and amass that wealth.
But you got to understand, Mike, they were pulling Haitians and others from different ethnicities, Mike. It was so grimy. The CEI were pulling Haitians. I didn't know this stuff, Mike. Recent history, they were pulling people from other ethnicities to blatantly, what we talk about immigration all the time, undermine our communities, man. And hearing that information, Mike, and to hear, how did you get free reigns to do that? How did you get the dope? It's so many questions, Mike. Who sponsored you? Why did you only go to Black areas? Why did you only feel comfortable doing that in Black sides of towns, man? Just hearing that, Mike, and these stories come about, man, it's so shocking to me, brother. It is.
It is, bro. It doesn't surprise me how far our government went to destroy our communities. It doesn't. It's crazy. And I was thinking about it today. I had to go into the beauty supply store, right? And I was looking, and I don't live in the hood by any means, right? But I was looking at the different businesses that were in this area. Wing Spot owned by the Arabs, Hair Spot owned by the Chinese, um, another bingo spot owned by either some type of minority other than Black, right?
They own you, Mike. They say you missed the whole point. They own you, Mike. Keep cooking.
I didn't miss the whole point. Okay, let's go back. I came in on the tail. Yeah.
You good, man. It takes 2 to all a smart caller. Go ahead. It's still in effect to this day. Shout out to you, King, for sure. I agree with that, man. Now go ahead, keep cooking, Mike. What you were saying?
No, but what's the point that I missed? Let's go back.
What they were saying, Mike, is the immigrant community have been, as far as the criminal class, how we always just say Black. You got Haitians out here doing the work, Mike. It's still in effect to this day. Facts. FBA business always. The Puerto Ricans were handing out crack like candy. They wasn't even asking for money because they knew he was addicted. That's crazy, man, to think about that, Mike. How deep that was, man. But what you were saying, Mike, go ahead, keep cooking.
what I was saying was when I was looking around the community, there are far and few between black businesses. We got a check cashing place that's not owned by us. We got a laundromat not owned by us, a hair store not owned by us, a wing spot not owned by us. Nothing in the community that I was in is owned by us. It's all owned by minorities, which goes to show what I was talking about last week, that they are eligible for these loans more than we are. They're eligible for these loans. They come into our communities and they take over and show us that entrepreneurship is okay. However, we don't get the ability to have the entrepreneurship because we can't qualify for the loan.
Well, I think that's the one crazy part that nobody talks about. What Trump started already. Trump ended the SBA small immigrant program, Mike, and people have a lot of issues and information about it. And I thought that was a great conversation to wonder how it's going to affect us, Mike. One thing we got to really drain the swamp on, aka President Trump, Mike, is Mike. The Congressional Black Caucus, y'all, shared alive, said this.
The United States is a nation of immigrants.
The video
And
not playing, T.
while
The sound.
some were captured and bought in shackles and enslaved in this nation earlier on,
Hey
and
T,
did
can you hear me?
their own volition, this
It's not
nation
playing the sound.
ultimately is a nation that has been repopulated over time by people who have come from around the world. That should be the basis from which
What she was saying, y'all, Mike was telling me about the sound he was got coming in. He was telling me that.
all conversations about the future of this nation is conducted. Because when we get to the point in our country where some folks take ownership of it and others don't, we find ourselves in the bad place, a place where we have a person in the office who can marginalize, who can divide, who can conquer, and who can subordinate others within the nation.
All the Black Caucus talk about is immigrant issues and immigrant problems. Mike, the Black Caucus put out a tweet this week saying, our issue are not black only issues. It's issues of this country. What the hell? And Mike, I had to pause and think about it for a
Hey
minute, y'all.
Terrell, your sound went out. Hold on.
Can you hear me? One thing I thought about in this country, ladies and gentlemen, was this. How can you say our issues are not black issues? Your whole department is supposed to represent our issues. Not saying the other issues do not make sense. I'm not saying that, ladies and gentlemen. But for a Black Caucus member to get on national TV when we have economic deprivation, when schools are changing, when gerrymandering, when election, when fraud is all what it is right now, and you to get on TV to say that, ma'am, you need to get the hell out of office. You do not represent our interests. You do not represent what we are talking about. And I'm going to say this publicly, y'all. The millennials on down ain't hearing it. We're not hearing it. We're not coming with no all lives matter, let's get along. We're not doing that. If you are not on code, if you are not speaking on our issues, if you are not speaking transparently about what we are talking about, you will no longer be in these office. You will no longer be in these seats, man. And we got to speak passionately about these things, man, because y'all supposed to be representing us. And we are speaking about these things openly, man, and ain't shit changing. Ain't nothing changing. And man, Mike, as I said, man, watching that Black Caucus video, Mike, and she got on live TV and said our number one issue is immigration. What did you hear when you said that? I know, man, Mike hate the immigration
Man,
issue.
I'm gonna be real with you. I have a lot of coworkers that's immigrants and they cool, right? But a lot of them understand as black plight. But if we are the National Black Caucus, we need to be worried about home issues first and always. Like I have nothing wrong with us worrying about immigration, but where do we draw the line, right? Where it's about immigration, ICE. We still got brothers and sisters struggling that's not immigrants. Until we have focused on our own disenfranchisement, I think that we should stop worrying about other people's plight and worry about the African American plight until we can get our situation straight. Then we can focus on everybody else. But we always focus on everybody else. And I'm going to be real, the immigrant problem is not our problem. The immigrant problem is not our problem. I will say this again. Due to the fact that we are so worried about other people that come from other places, when are we going to worry about the people that come from here? We got black problems. We got neighborhood problems. We got church hurt problems. We got homeless black problems. We got our kids being killed in the street. We not focusing on none of these issues. We focusing on immigration. And yes, immigration is cool to focus on because they're focusing on black and brown people and Hispanic people. I get it, right? I get it. But until we stand up for ourselves, because nobody comes to run to our safety. Nobody, I mean, to our help. Nobody runs to save us. We always running to be like, hey, we gonna fight your fight. No, fight our own fight. Fight our own fight. Start in our own communities first. Because how can they say you can't love nobody till you love yourself, but you can't help nobody until you help yourself. And that's the main priority, self-preservation in these days and times.
No, I agree with that. Immigrants are used on us and are always begin against us. I agree, man. Do you think that we need to make our own? Absolutely. I think they have already killed it and turned it, man. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they're issue, but they need to. I'm gonna say this for me, y'all. As somebody, a Black American boy that grew up in this country, raised in this country, I don't know any Black caucus that benefit us ever in my lifetime.
Not one time, bro.
When have they spoke on our issues, Mike? Have they said about what we need to talk about? It ain't none of that. Y'all telling me about shit that ain't affecting us.
Not even
you know what I'm saying?
I read something where the NAACP was talking about immigration, bro.
Facts. He put the T up there. Hey, facts. Hey, don't nobody pay your taxes until you pay your. Fact, man, look at the white man talking good. Shout out to the white brother in here cooking up. But
hey,
I agree, man. It's just we're tired of it, man. Like I said, the narrative, let's get along, let's build together. Hell no. Right now, we are in dire need. Even though we are doing okay, Mike, it is too many brothers, sisters, and family out here struggling. Bad. So all these other issues, Mike, I ain't trying to be disrespectful. Iran, I don't give a fuck. Look, we need to worry about Norfolk ran. Virginia Beach ran. Houston ran. Chirac. I mean, I'm not saying I do not want us to acknowledge and see what's going on. But when we talk about issues that affect us currently, we have to stay domestic first.
It's a state of emergency.
State of emergency, Mike. And it's been that way, Mike. Like I said,
it's been for years. For years. And I think, Terrell, our generation, like the people like me and you are like, hey, bro, it's cool. I just want to know who is putting these people in places. Why are you speaking for us if you're not speaking for us? Why aren't you being checked, right? Soon as she said that out of her mouth, somebody in the crowd should have been like, hey, nah, fuck all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what about us? What about us, bro?
What I think in our lifetime, Mike, remember our generations were our elders, Mike, were more churchy, spiritual, be nice, be kind. We ain't for that, Mike. We all believe in God. We love, we do all that, but all that be nice, be docile. That Dr. King era is done. Look, shout out to the great Dr. R.I.P.
We brother Malcolm.
But ain't no more. Let's get along. Let's play nice. Hell no. Cut the check. I don't want to hear nothing else. Look, ain't none of that. I don't want. Hey, Mike, I ain't in school. I don't give a damn about scholarships. Stop talking to me about scholarship. I don't care about none of that. Hey, and you cannot say that it's not a different energy, Mike. And the reason why it's such a different energy, y'all, for people that did not know, Mike, I didn't know until I got checked, y'all. Happy 100 year to Black History Month. Negro History Week, Mike, started 100 years ago, y'all. It started 100 years ago, 1926, by Carter G. Woodson the Great. Black America started as Negro History Week and then expanded from here, man, where we started small and we grew and learned over time. But the greatness of our ancestors and legacy, Mike, will be outlasted. Mike, 100 years since Black History Month has began is iconic. What are your thoughts, feelings since the process has started, fam? Take off.
I love the fact that we have started Black History Month and it's been 100 years, but I think we have gotten away from what its true purpose was really for.
And we need to start talking about the people that we don't talk about. We talk about the Martin Luther Kings, the Rosa Parks. We talk about, you know, the people from the Selma bus boycott. What about the people that don't get enough shout outs, like the black inventors that we don't know about, or the black people that did things that wasn't so publicized, the gentleman that made the travel guide for blacks in the civil rights area? What we need to start talking about people that don't get enough shine, because yeah, Martin Luther King's cool, Malcolm X is cool, but it was way more other people in black history that did more things than those people.
Robert F.
What
Williams,
about the
man, in the
gentleman that
chat.
made the Super Soaker? You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Mike,
What about the
drop in the
gentleman
chat
famous
all
Amos?
black inventors, y'all. Sorry about that, Mike. Drop in the chat black inventors so we can
Hey,
shout them
Terrell,
out,
your
Mike.
sound went out.
Okay, drop in the chat right now, black inventors, y'all. Drop in the chat, black inventors, all in there. We got it, man. Robert F. Williams. Keep prayers, keep going to see Israel right quick. Drop in the chat again, y'all. Robert F. Williams. Fred Efford Jones, Dr. Williams, Dr. Rowe, who made the blood transfusion. Granville Woods. If you did not know, y'all, Granville Woods is the one that made the trucking, which made the semi locomotives lock on to each other. Thomas Edison sued the brother, tried to sue his rights because he was such a phenomenal inventor. Like Mike was saying, drop in there who you know, man. We got to go ahead and shout out 100 years is a phenomenal accomplishment. And if you new here, you ain't know, we are in the love era. The love era is what we are speaking about, or how we're going to make a difference inside of this country. The love era is what we are speaking about. As you said, Mike, highlight some of the inventors you know of, fam. Talk to them.
But like Lewis Howard Latimer, he created the light bulb filament. We give Thomas Edison so much credit on creating being the father of electricity, but you could not have electricity without the filament, right? What about Mr. Garrison, who created gas mask, the stoplight, and sand blowing? What about the ladies that created black hair products? We fail to understand is that that we use of the things that we use in this world, in this land, came black inventors, black scientists, black thinkers, and we don't give those people credit enough. We only talk about the civil rights leaders. We only talk about the people that we know of that in our school books. But what we have to understand and realize that in our school books, it was made by Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so we getting what they really want to see from us and what they really want to hear from us, what they want to teach us. I advise all of you to go watch it.
Well, and let me keep cooking on that point too, man. Let me keep cooking as we go on with Mike's point, man. We got so many scholars, so many leaders that we can find, and we're going to continue this energy, man. 100 years since Black History Month has been founded is an amazing feat. It's an amazing accomplishment. Also, it is a true testament in time of how hard Black Americans have been working. And guess what, Mike? We might not be able to see the 200 years, but the energy can't stop, and it won't stop, man. So we got to continue to get that legacy out, Mike. Give that game out. Because like I said, Mike, I didn't hear nobody announce it was 100 years this week. All we hear is all this other bull job that we see got going on, man. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that's incredibly important to highlight those things, man. And like I said, man, like I addressed in the beginning of the chat, Mike, it has been officially 7 days since the debacle of FAFTA. When the brother yelled the word that had Tourette's, allegedly. But we still have our leaders, Mike, having a summit, Mike. Mike, again, this is the NAACP launching a pro-Haitian immigrant ad campaign. Mike, they ain't talking about reparations, Mike. They ain't talking about black school readiness. They ain't talking about nothing, Mike. What the hell is the NAACP doing, fam?
Hey, my question is this, right? The NAA stands for National Advancement of Colored People, right? Right? That's what it stands for. But why are we so quick to put everybody under the umbrella and nobody? So you get what I'm saying? They're launching a Haitian thing. Hey, we love our Haitian brothers. We know they get the short end of the stick all the time, but it keeps coming back to home. If you don't take care of home, you can't take care of nobody else. So why are we making initiatives for the Haitians? And I may get some backlash on this, but Haiti, you've been messed up, but America blacks have been messed up for even longer. So why are National Advancement of Colored People group organization, which was founded for civil rights of African Americans, and I'll get on African American, being an African American in a little bit, but why is a group that was founded for the struggle of our American brothers and sisters, our black Americans, doing initiatives for Haitians when we still fucked up? What sense
Mike,
does it make? Who is
it,
writing these?
it gets worse, Mike. Let them double down and hear the audio. People, pay attention. This was in the same city, Mike. Remember, National Black Caucus. Remember, we got to pull the information and read this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention.
Let me begin by thanking my good friend and the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, for her continued leadership and partnership. Let me acknowledge all of the members of the Congressional Black Caucus, including, of course, our immediate past chairs, Congressman Stephen Horsford and Congresswoman Joyce Beatty. So thankful to be present with these distinguished civil rights leaders, leaders of the Divine Nine, as well as faith leaders and people from all throughout the country who are champions of the African American community, champions of the principles that make this country at its best a country of liberty and justice for all. Donald Trump once asked Black America the question, what the hell do you have to lose? The answer is everything under his administration. We know that under the Trump administration, civil rights is under attack, voting rights is under attack, reproductive rights under attack, racial justice under attack, social justice under attack, economic justice under attack, Black entrepreneurship under attack. What the hell does Black America have to lose under Donald Trump? The answer clearly is everything.
He ain't talking about cutting the check. He ain't talking about reducing the debt or economic injustice. What the hell are you talking about, bruh? Everything you just named, I don't give a damn about that.
Facts.
It's been inequity. It's been prejudice. It's been racism. It's been problems. Right now, what we are on and what we spend day and day to talk about, and you are behind the desk, you are not representing the issues that we care about at hand. You had a press concert, Mike, and said word salad. Nothing. You ain't say nothing.
He just named everything that we've been going through for the last 400 years, nigga. Like, I knew through Donald Trump we could have nothing, bro. We haven't had nothing for years, and then I put pressure on our Black Democratic leaders because why does Black people so much go to the Democratic Party, and the Democratic Party has historically done nothing for us but false promises, and these niggas keep doing this, bro. We keep allowing these clowns, these type of people to be in a caucus, to be in the office, to be a senator, and it's nothing that they have done for us. But we keep voting for them. We keep putting them in office for the false promises. We need to have a different platform or a different organization that's on action only. Your vote, my vote, is an action-based vote. That's what we need to start doing. I don't want to hear lip service. It should be off what you did to cut the check. What you did.
Let it play some more, Mike. You cooking.
Black America is under attack. The United States of America has been under attack by the failed policies of a failed president and sycophants in the Republican Party who continue to act like nothing more than a reckless rubber stamp for Donald Trump's extreme agenda. Under the Trump administration, the Black unemployment rate is up, the Black home ownership rate is down, and healthcare is being ripped away from millions of Americans, disproportionately impacting Black and brown communities and lower income white communities throughout the nation. But we're here as members of the Congressional Black Caucus, civil rights leadership, faith leaders, leaders of the Divine Nine organizations, standing together to make clear that we're not going to step back, we're here to fight back. And to make sure we protect the interests of Black America and all of the United States of America.
You know the one thing that bothers me the most, Mike, and I know you said this at the beginning, y'all, and I'm gonna cook first. All those issues, you ain't said a damn thing that Black Americans are currently talking about. Every issue that you name, we don't care. We're not trying to go along and get along. We don't care about what everybody else talking about. You are not speaking to the adults that are older now. Divine Nine, everybody ain't no damn Greek. Everybody didn't go to college, but everybody got economic problems. We want what we want. You cannot say I am a Black caucus, Black organization, and I am not speaking on what the masses of Black people want. How dare you get on a live TV show and say that? You know the reason why we got to be hostile, Mike? And they call us radical, discouraging, disrespectful, because that's the only way you learn. Being nice don't help. Being agreeable don't help. You have to talk reckless. So, Mike, don't ever stop yourself by saying we got to stop. No, talk reckless. Be disrespectful.
Bro, he didn't even speak on why Black people can't afford homes. Why are so many Black people where they were in the hood? Why Black people can't get loans that white people can get? Why can't we get some of the entrepreneurship benefits or the loans that they give the Asians or the Indians when they come in our neighborhood? But you want to talk about we need to stand together? Motherfucker, we've been standing together since the civil rights, and really and truly, what did it get us? It started trying to turn shit up, go back to what we know, put the Black dollar back in the Black community, and if it's white or if it's any other race, don't spend the money. Because if our dollar is worth as much as it say it is, we need to start acting like that. Like you said, these niggas in suits ain't they get paid to put the propaganda of what we feel or what they think is right for us. But ain't nobody in the street filling out what is right for us, but it's all wrong. You in the suit talking about, yeah, we must be equal. Yeah, we must. None of y'all niggas is getting no work done. None. I ain't seen nobody have no reformation on getting a check cut, no reformation on getting things less expensive in the Black community, no reformation on having a. If you really want us to be equal, then we need to start being equality to these immigrants that they keep pushing the immigrant. We keep pushing this immigrant shit, we're gonna be the worst minority. We're gonna be number 4 instead of number 1. Like you said last.
And Mike, let's keep it funky, y'all. If you shed a live, Mike. The immigrants telling you what they care about, Mike. Take a listen.
Fits into our criteria of small business owners, not those who make 200,000 and above. We don't make that much amount. We have been suffering since the crisis of ICE. We also demand an immediate help to evictions so families are not pushed to homelessness during the crisis. Our community deserves accountability. Our community deserves safety. We need also justice for those who lost their lives defending the community.
Mike, did she say cut the check?
Yeah,
Mike, she said she need economic justice. Oh, what the hell? Y'all ain't even been in the pressure cooker that long. How are Somalians in Minnesota gonna jump reparations than the Black people of America, Mike? That's what she just said, Mike. She said we need economic justice based off the racism, the classism, and other issues we speaking on. Mike, the reason why we got to speak on these issues is this right here, y'all. If Black Caucus, if you don't speak for our issues, they gonna tell you what they want. While you beating your chest, as Mike said, talking about what they need, and they speaking with their mouth telling you what they need. So you are deliberately undermining us. You are openly being hostile towards us. And remember, y'all, if you don't say nothing, you agree. If somebody's silent, don't stand up for you, Mike, or let somebody disrespect you, don't check something that needs to be checked, you agree with that behavior. How can a Somali, Mike, that came here less than 10 years ago demand reparations? But our Black Caucus, our NAACP leaders haven't spoken on the subject none. You take off on the family.
The thing that I don't understand is why we keep letting these motherfuckers have a platform to speak on their needs. But we ain't been here that long to even understand what we've been through for years and years and years. Our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, and you talking about cut the check? Hell, motherfucker, if you get the check before me, it's gonna be a riot in the streets, bro. I am so sick and tired. See, they play this melting pot shit and we done fell for it. America's the melting pot, a land of all immigrants. Yeah, but the niggas was the natives of this land, and we don't get shit. We get shit on, bro. And our black caucus, bro, I really want to understand who keep putting these people in power every time. And like I said, it needs to be an action-based voting system, bro. I need to see what you have done in your community to help us. If you talking immigration, get the fuck off the ballot. If you talking anything other than reparations, get the fuck off the ballot. If you talking anything other than having the black communities, the ghettos be not be gentrified, but be rebuilt for the community, get the fuck out of here, bro. Cause you allowing our communities to be bought up for pennies on the dollar, to be transformed into a juice bar for a white lady to walk her dog down the middle of the hood. Get the fuck out.
Absolutely, man. And what other things that need to get said, Mike, as we continue to grow and talk about these moments is, number one, ladies and gentlemen, it is not our responsibility to address, to talk, and stand up for others. It's not.
No.
You know what I'm saying, Mike? If you want to make your countries important, which they are in your right, we're not going to disrespect them and say they're not. You have to stand up for your community. Stop blaming us and saying Black Americans have to speak on the issues. Because, Mike, like I said, it's been a week since Michael B. Jordan and them got called that word on stage. I ain't hear no Black Brit podcast, Mike. You?
Facts, son.
I ain't hear no other podcast talking about it.
I ain't hear nobody say how much a travesty, and I don't give a fuck how much Tourette's you have, nigga. Why is the first word that came? Why you ain't have, like you said, bro, you ain't had no episode the whole show, but you had an episode when they came out. You ain't
Mike,
had no
you ain't
other.
gotta tell me.
You ain't had no other outbursts. And I know some people with Tourette's, bro. They may cuss, they may scream, they may do little shit. But for you to just be like, nigga, is crazy to me. And for us to make an excuse, oh, he has an illness. Okay, when I slap the shit out, boy, I got an illness too. You feel me? Like, come
Always true.
we make too many excuses for niggas that have disrespectful connotations, bro, and I don't understand why. And why hasn't nobody said nothing to Michael B. Jordan and the other older gentlemen? Why wasn't they, hey, I'm so sorry for that? Why didn't they say that as soon as they got off that stage, bro? Because they didn't care. Because they didn't give a fuck about somebody saying the word nigga, because they said in their own homes, bro. It's been 7 days, and that nigga eating Tourette's, bro. Okay, cool, right? We give it to you. But at the same time, you should have been chastised, and you should have had a sanction put on you as if we talked about the Jews. I bet you if he said some anti-Semitic shit, oh shit, he got Tourette's. Let a nigga say some anti-Semitic shit. I got Tourette's, nigga. It came out. I bet
Well,
you
the
they'll
one thing
cast.
about it for me, Mike, is like I said, Mike, all the black Brits, all some of Mike been bumping their gums, telling me they stand on business, they stand
Oh,
on culture, they have strong feelings, they feel this way, they feel that way. I ain't heard nothing.
facts. Where was I? Where was the Black Caucus? Where was they at when he said that?
Man,
Where was the NAACP? Where was BET and all them niggas when he said that? Ain't nobody had no outbreak at the NAACP awards.
I'm telling you, Mike. Well, we are in a strange place right now, Mike, as I change gears, Mike. Remember what I told you last week, Mike? That who is watching Mr. Beats, Mike? Everybody got payola, Mike. Mr. Beast, Mike, last year has disclosed that most of his views were bought, Mike. Mr. Beast ran ads for more than 428 times alone. When they dropped the bots, Mike, 50% of his long form content went down. He is buying views, Mike. Hold on, Mike. Is everybody on payola?
Everybody
Ain't
on payola.
nobody organic? Mr. Beast buying views? Mike, hold on. His Spotify numbers ran. Mike, how come this ain't making hit national news like everybody else they do for the rappers, Mike?
Right. So my question is this, Terrell. If you were the #1 streamer in history and you broke records, but you get caught buying views, can we take away your awards? Can we take away some of your sponsorships? Can we
Ooh, that's a hot take.
take away some?
Should it be treated? Ooh, go ahead.
Gotta take away some of the funding because you cheated, bro. You cheated. It wasn't an organic process. And yes, people be buying them shits, but we should have a separate category for niggas that cheat. Niggas that run it up by the money, by the money. Nigga, you don't deserve to be the number one streamer if you didn't do it organically. You don't deserve to make millions of dollars if you didn't put in the work. And cause come on, bro, anybody can swipe their motherfucking credit card and get views and streams. Why you pay for 480 ads, bro? Why can't you, if your content was as good as you say it is, stand on content business? You don't see me? Hey, me and Terrell both got good jobs. We could buy views, streams, likes, shares, all that shit, but we doing it organically. And we thank y'all for rocking with us. If y'all rocking with a nigga that's a fraud, stop it. What is that telling you? Can somebody claim that's the number one person buying this shit, bro?
Well, what it lets me know, Mike, like you said, like I told you, Mike, and I just go by the energy you see around. How has he been popping this long, Mike? And I don't know his story. We don't know his origin, Mike. Remember back in the main thing that most artists and people have now, Mike, they come out of nowhere. Remember, Mike, we saw Jeezy grind. We saw Wayne come up. We heard them buzzing before they blew. Now the artists, Mike, you know, I'm gonna tell you something I learned, Mike, since I've been in Houston, y'all. Shout out to the H. Most locals didn't even know Megan before she blew up, Mike.
Facts.
Don Tolliver, any of Mike, there was no street buzz.
Bro, so that goes to show when somebody amasses such popularity, who put them in that position to amass that popularity? What type of things did they have to do to get there? If they ain't never heard from you on your street team, it's no marketing anymore, bro. It's nobody doing anything that has, like, you know, back in the day, bro, I'm gonna give you an example, right? When we went to college, people, if artists would come out with an album, they team would come on campus, pass out flyers, pass out demos. We ain't got nobody doing shit like that. Now we got people just swiping the credit card. Okay, I got a million people that want to listen to my shit. I'ma pay for that. I'ma pay to put it in people's face so they could view it. Bro, that's cheating. With artists that's doing that, I don't respect you at all. I know it's part of the game because now it's no major labels, nobody doing nothing behind you. So you gotta play the game to get the streams. But if it's artificial, how can you organically win an award for best anything? You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
who is voting for these people if somebody had 300,000 streams and only 100,000 of those are pure streams, how can you be for real with it, bro? You can't. And we should have never allowed that to happen because it's not being policed, it's not being regulated, and it's an unfair game. Basically, whoever got the most money win.
Well, the one thing I heard, Mike, immediately is we gonna look at this, Mike, as the bot era. I was like, what do you mean, Mike? You know how the baseball got the steroid era, Mike? Are we officially in the bot era? And now people really have to hit the ground and move up. That's the reason why they keep saying hip hop is boring. No, we are over the Drake era where you can get a package because you know Drake was getting the bots too. And what him and Dot did was Dot reset the culture to say, no, you have to stand on art now.
But they said
That's what people are complaining about, Mike.
Oh, I mean, I feel like you at a certain point you have to. But truthfully speaking, bro, like did Casanat do it? You know what I'm saying? Is this black streamer? He has great content. We saw him grow up. We saw him do a little bit of stuff, but when it came to amassing being the number one streamer, the number one televised person, is he doing it too?
Now you might be on point because I feel like Speed bigger than him now. I feel like Speed has put that groundwork. I see Speed still, you know what I mean?
First of all, we watching niggas in their crib play video games, bro, and it's getting ran up. Like, and these niggas might not even be good at this shit. Like, now it was one thing in our era to where when niggas started streaming, they was actually beast at the fucking video game, getting paid to do that shit, right? We watching niggas do regular shit when we could be doing regular shit. Like, how fucked up is life right now? I got I got a child that's in my life, and he is watching these streamers, right? He is watching these niggas sit in their home and do fucking weird ass pranks and bullshit, right? And that is the name of entertainment right now. When the fuck did we lose our mind, bro? We watching people do the same shit we doing in our crib. We
Well,
watching.
I guess the one question I got, Mike, is it what we do, Mike, is sustainable because it's content, it's intellectual, it's current. Is the streaming sustainable 5 years, Mike? Will you have that same audience? Will you have to grow? Will you have to pivot? That's what I wonder about those guys, Mike. Or will it be at its peak now?
It doesn't have to be, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you smart, right, and you doing all this shit, the best thing to do is do like Casanat did. Hey, I'm gonna leave when I'm on top. I'm doing this clothing line now, and the clothing line doesn't even have to be successful. And it may think about it. He ain't gotta really put that much energy in it because I'm the #1 streamer. I haven't stopped streaming, but we still interested in what he's doing. So I think about it. You hear about Mr. Beast, but that nigga ain't putting out videos. It has pivoted. He's doing different things. So I don't think the stream game is a long game. Look at DDG. When the last time you heard about DDG?
I ain't heard about him none.
The stream game is running up the chicken like selling some dope, right? It's not sustainable. Can't do it forever. Just think about it. People grow older. You do different shit. If you're not diversifying yourself, I'm not about to keep watching you do the same silly ass shit online. That's pointless.
Why I think that's the #1 thing that most artists now might have a problem with that we're speaking on. You have to phase and grow up with your audience. Shout out to J. Cole, Mike. He has done a phenomenal job by growing with his audience. It may seem corny to people outside of it, but his base, Mike, has grown and he keeps giving his audience what they want. He's actually given a master class on it. And I believe if we get to the comparisons of Drake and them, that is what Drake fell short and has not lived up to the mark. Mike, we'll change gears. Mike, we have open politicians speaking on undocumented workers. Let's pay attention, y'all. Hold on. Be ready, Mike.
As long as there's been in America, there's been governors like the governor of Oklahoma talking about how America can get free or cheap labor. Watch this.
What would happen in Oklahoma if everybody here without legal status who is working a job disappeared tomorrow? What would happen?
I mean, it'd be devastating. I mean, I went down, I was in a very rural community, Trump voters, and I asked them these questions. I said, what are you guys thinking about this immigration issue? Said, Governor, Trump won. He won on the issue of border security. We absolutely need to vet people coming into our country. We absolutely need to get criminals out. But they also whispered to me and they said, I run a construction company. I own a company that does this. I'm a farmer. And I have some illegals that work for me, and they're like family. They've been here for 15 years. They go to church with us. Their kids go to school. They're great people.
Mike, 15 years and you ain't want to give them no paperwork, give them no license or nothing. How that's your family? Let me let them keep cooking.
As long as there's been in America, there's been governors.
Company. I own a company that does this. I'm a farmer, and I have some illegals that work for me, and they're like family. They've been here for 15 years. They go to church with us. Their kids go to school. They're great people. They're trying to get workforce permits, and we can't figure it out. And that's why they're saying, Governor, you need as the governor to be able to issue these workforce permits so we can act, so they can pay taxes, they can be here legally, and they can work. I'm not saying give them a citizenship, but let's figure this out because it would devastate the different industries across the country. And you can talk to the Wisconsin dairy farmers or the Vermont dairy farmers or the fisheries in Louisiana. We all need labor at some level, and workforce is very important for states and for our economy, and we need to figure this out.
Now, the governor is very clear. I'm not saying...
Mike, a governor said we need the labor, not increase wages, not hire our citizens that need the jobs. Let's hire people who are not from this country, pay them below livable wages, do not invest in them and let them have their own families and sustainability, and continue to let them stay here, even though they're illegal, Mike. What's your thoughts on the family before I let it finish playing?
Man, sound like you just want a slave. How this person family and you disenfranchise them by not paying them an equal wage? How is this person family and you not for them to have health care? How is this person family when you probably paying them less than minimum wage? How is this person family when you probably threaten them when they don't do what you want them to do, that you will send them back to where they came from? Can't be family. How come if we have such an immigration problem, right? It's only an immigration problem when it's brown folks, right? We ain't talking about the Slavic nation people that are coming from the north. We're not talking about people that slide in from Canada. We're not even talking about the east and west borders. We're only talking about the southern border, where Africans, Haitians, and other people of brown descent and Mexicans come from. But now we have I'm Donald, I voted for Donald Trump, and I'm glad he piping down on immigration. But you do realize life as you know it will cease to exist if you get rid of these people. But you want to fight for them to stay, but you want to hate them while they're here. You want
Let me
to
let it play, Mike. You cooking.
We ought to make these people citizens. I'm just saying we got to do something for the farm and for the people who can't get people to come do those labor intensive jobs. We need those migrants. And so he's having this conversation, but the language that he uses, pay attention. It makes me think about the same way that Abraham Lincoln and legislators and governors were talking about our ancestors and whether or not they would give them citizenship, whether or not they would give them full rights or not, because all they really cared about was the labor. They didn't give a shit about the humanity of those people. Now, black people in America, we have known for a long time how people like this man see the labor force. Now, my question is to the immigrant communities, do you now see how they see you? Far too many in the immigrant.
Mike, take off and finish cooking, fam. With the brother, we ain't gonna let him take our thunder.
man, the immigrant people need to realize you're a slave, bro. You just what we were. You just came here on your own. You didn't come here on the quote unquote boat, right? You're a slave. And you need to stop if we're fighting for immigrant rights, it can't be half and then nothing, right? It's got to be all or none. And me personally, I feel like we should be fighting for black people to have those jobs, but we don't want those type of jobs, and it's okay. But if we're gonna fight,
Well, the reason why we don't want them jobs, Mike, they don't want to pay nothing. Like you said, Mike, every farmer I see, Mike, 2 or 3 houses, big old charts, pay a livable wage and people will come. The reason why you don't get people to come to those jobs, ladies and gentlemen, in Oklahoma, y'all don't want to pay nobody nothing. Y'all want to pay workers cheap cents, cheap pennies, work them to death, talk to them crazy. No, sir. Pay a fair, livable wage. And Mike, you know what nobody else talking about? They're breaking the law.
100%.
A governor of the United States, Mike, got on camera and felt comfortable enough to say, I am talking to constituents who are breaking the law.
you should go to jail if you got any type of illegal migrants at your place. If you got a mother still that speak English and want a natural born citizen of America, cut their ass back and you getting locked up too. We deporting them and we putting you in the holding tank. Cause
Mike, I got a question. How is that not human trafficking, y'all?
it 100% is human trafficking because you know how they got here. You know they got traffic to get here. You paid. You most likely have the plug to get them to your location. You know exactly how they got here. You know exactly what type of conditions they were in, and you still have the similar conditions. Yeah, you may take them to church so they can know your Jesus, but you also got them in bad conditions, no health care, no forms of employment laws, because you could treat them like shit, and they can't go to EEOC on your ass because they can't go to HR. They can't do any of those things because the minute they speak up, hey, I'm gonna send your ass right back where you from. But we got a government with people being here illegally, and he just said he agreed with Trump. How can you agree with about, hey, we need these motherfuckers on the farms and shit? You can't have your cake and eat it too. If you want these illegal motherfuckers here, give them citizenship. Make them pay taxes. Give them a social security number. Give them all the things that they need to be a model citizen and pay them what they worth because they slaving for your ass. But if you're complaining about it, send them back. You can't send them back because then your farm will shut down and you'll go bankrupt.
Well, the real issue they don't want to address, Mike, is that they don't want to get their base ticked off by saying, we don't want to hire you guys. That's the truth, Mike. It's enough poor whites in the state of Oklahoma that need jobs. But instead of you taking that time to say, we need better labor force of the poor white class, you choose to undermine them. But the poor white class are currently having a clash, Mike, by saying, we don't have stability now. You are hiring migrants to take our jobs, paying them, giving them a house and everything to live in while we are struggling. That is the real rub and issue, Mike, that nobody wants to talk about. That's the whole point of all of this crime, right? That's why Trump is so popular. That's why we're the era we're in. That's the only difference, Mike. Is Trump overpromised, Mike, and he's delivering, Mike. We need to get them out of here because our poor white people don't have no jobs. But now the owners in those farming communities that have the jobs don't want to hire them.
But think about it like this: the poor white people ain't gonna work as hard either.
No,
The poor black work as hard either. You got what is it, Guillermo and all them niggas? Nigga, they ain't gonna take no break. All they want, and I work with a lot of migrants, right? And when I was in the we're in the warehouse. I was in the warehousing industry, so these niggas all they want to do is take one break, and they want to all eat together, and then they going back to work. You can't get poor blacks and poor whites to do that shit, nigga. We gonna bullshit you on the clock. We gonna complain, and we gonna half-ass. Most of these people are very hardworking, and they just trying to send the money back home so the family can get better, right? This shit is crazy though, cause like you said, Terrell, this shit is against the law. Why these niggas not going to jail? Why ain't ICE pulling up on the farm, counting his friends and putting them in the truck on the farm? We turning a blind eye, but we going to New York and
shout
we
out
see
to Jamal. Now I agree. I agree, family. I think what it is that nobody wants to talk about is that the issue right now has superseded everything. I had a conversation last week, Mike, about the difference between the Obama era and Trump era is this, y'all. The Obama era, it was nice and played nice and be kind. The Trump era, don't nobody give a damn. And the truth has been said, not in a nice way, Mike, not in a friendly way. And right now, we are in that America. Obama was nice, Mike, be political, be respectful, Mike, have manners. Now we're in this Trump era, Mike. Trump letting his nuts hang. Trump said, cut the check. He said, I'm going to look out for my people. And the bad part about it, Mike, and the way you can run to.
And you want to know the worst thing about it, since we talking about poor rights? A motherfucker that ain't got a pot to piss in and one of the throw it out of that is a poor right would still think they better than a nigga or a Mexican any day, bro.
Well, this is the rub about it, Mike. You have told them that they were. In the words of the great Malcolm X, Mike, the chickens have come home to roost. You can't tell me I'm better and I believe I'm better. Now that I say I'm better and I deserve better, and you say, no, I don't.
But they did this historically, bro, to divide us, right? Because if the poor blacks and the poor whites got together, then it would be such a huge problem. So they had to have the poor white hate us and think that they was just a little bit better than us, bro. So that way they can keep them niggas in line.
Shout out to Jamal. Absolutely. He was that immigration tactic was swept under the rug and Obama swept and they were dim side. That's facts. That's a Fendi fact. Well, I think that's the whole big deal of it, man. It's like I said, it may not affect all of us, y'all, but this immigration issue is affecting a lot of our brothers and sisters across the globe. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, T.
Huh?
If we deporting the black, brown, and the yellow, right? Then the Slavic motherfuckers, the Ukrainians that's coming from war asylum, that's sneaking in, the people coming from Czechoslovakia, Europe, and all those countries, we got to deport them motherfuckers too. If we
Mike,
deport,
they ain't how American history go.
Bro, if
remember
we deport black and Asian, nigga, we need to deport some crackers that came over here in the motherfucking coming from the north and shit. Like we need to
well, the real big rub, Mike, as we continue to cook my dog going, is Mike. This is the rub. Nobody talks about Mike. Are you strapped up and sitting down, family? Everybody in the chat, please sit down because this is scary right here. This is the times we in.
Car payment in 2026.
Oh gosh, I don't know. 600?
What's an average car payment in 2026?
I would say anywhere between 5 to 6. If you want a big SUV, you're in the 7s to 9.
What's a normal car payment in 2026?
$700.
What's a normal car payment in 2026?
$650.
What's a normal car payment in 2026?
So I've seen already like almost 300, and then I've seen somebody the other day where they had like $1,500.
Jesus.
Outrageous. Do better.
What's a normal car payment in 2026?
About $600 to $700.
What's a normal car payment in 2026?
The national average car payment right now is $750.
What's a normal car payment in 2026?
Probably around $1,100 for 70 to 84 months.
What's a normal car payment in 2026?
$720.
What's a normal car payment in 2026?
Depending on what you're looking at, probably.
Mike, did you hear what the hell this car dealership just said? The
When you talk-
average car payment expected, y'all, is $850, Mike. We're not talking about insurance, Mike. We're not
Hey, but
talking
look,
about tires,
nigga,
gas.
they was at a Kia dealership, nigga. They was at somebody that got a Kia. I promise you I'm not. But at a Kia dealership, which is which is not a high paying car, the average at a Kia dealership is between $700 and $1,100 at a Kia dealership. Nigga, this how you know shit is downhill, nigga. Niggas was paying that for the Beamers, Benz, and Bentleys.
Mike, a Kia, Mike, national average right now, and this is why we got to update our files. Y'all know us. I try to give us current information. Right now, the average car payment, sit down, ladies and gentlemen, is $850. Think
Who
about
got
this for a second. That ain't gas. That ain't insurance. That ain't tires. That ain't somebody breaking in your shit. Nothing.
800 just for the Kia, bro?
Mike, Kia, they don't even want to pay they don't even want to pay people livable wages on farms. Think about this for a second. Think about that, Mike. So when we talk about where we are in this country, and you got people like in the state of Oklahoma still don't want to pay no damn body, that's why people are getting upset. A car pay, Mike, just think about that. Kia or not, Mike. Honda, Kia, Toyota, I don't give a damn what it is, Mike. If it's not a Beamer, why would you pay $1,100 a month, Mike? Think about
Because
that for a second, y'all. What car is worth that much that ain't a luxury vehicle?
nothing. They see you coming. They 100%. Because, hey, you can't tell me no motherfucking Kia, Hyundai, nothing like that worth no $800 a month, nigga.
Hey, Jamal, stupid. I work at debt resolution. I've seen so many repos because of car payments. Toyota charging Mercedes Benz price. Look, you know what I'm about to do, Jamal? You ready? Get the gat, 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 get the gat. Listen, I'm what the young boys say. I'm spraying the block up. You charge me $1,200 for a what? I'm coming back and what's your mama's low? I might shoot your mama house up for charging me that much. Bro, you know how disrespectful that is, man? And like I said, when you hear those type of conversations being talked about and we know why the money ain't spreading like that, y'all still don't want to pay no damn body. Y'all
Facts.
still don't want to give nobody no damn job. Y'all
Think about it.
still don't want to look out.
Think about it like this, Terrell. The average meal, and I'm talking about like not even going to a restaurant for one person. You're gonna end up paying between $15 and $20 at a fast food joint for like a combo with the drink. It's gonna be after tax $15.
Mike, I can't even process. You said after taxes, how much, Mike? Say that again.
Think about it. You go to McDonald's, you go to Burger King, whatever you have, and you just one person. I'm not talking about if you have a family. I'm not talking about if you got kids. I'm talking about just you on your lunch break. Go get you a burger between $15 and $20 just for yourself.
And the reason why we got to bring these things up, y'all, you know, I'm sorry, ladies, it's about to get a little toxic right now. I'm sorry. Mike, all my fellas out here, it has been a lady on a national head wave that said she needs $50K a month for pre-owned cat. I'm sorry, ladies. She's saying to date me, I
Bro,
need 50 grand allowance per month. Listen, car payments are too damn high. Coochie is at an all-time high. No wonder these young boys are frustrated, ladies and gentlemen.
bro, $50K a month. And I'm gonna be real with you. These chicks putting prices on their coochie and they not doing no porn star tricks, bro. It's regular ass pussy, bro. Like it's regular. And you want $50K a month?
Hold on, Mike. True Kia, 60,000 a month, 900 a month. A dealer's a few dealership. Man, Miss Cunningham, you should have went back and sprayed the block up. You should have
Right.
went back and look, she joking with us, Mike. No, cook at home. Listen, I'm over 50. Look, I don't even know how to say. Listen, Coochie should not be at Coochie is at an all. Listen, it should not be at an all-time high right now. If the inflation rate is this high, no, you do. I can't afford. Mike, can you afford 50 racks a month? I can't afford you, baby girl.
Even virgin coochie though. Like it's pre. It ain't even brand new. It ain't
Mike,
even brand. It ain't even
let,
brand
let
new.
me throw it out there for some fellas, y'all. I know the fellas gonna kill me for this. The lady that you grow with in love is worth whatever amount. My lady is worth $100,000 a month to me.
Bro, I will
Not for
pay.
no stranger. If it's for your wife that got your kids, your babies, she can command a salary. We're not gonna be ignorant, fellas. Ain't nothing. No, there is something worth it. If
Yes.
you have it and y'all brew together, Mike, it hit different. But
Yes.
for a stranger to tell you right now, like Mike said, certified pre-owned, Mike.
Certified pre-owned and spun the block. It ain't new. It ain't got no new car smell or nothing. It's brand. It ain't brand new at all. It's super worn out, and she got the same tricks that she did for old boy that she was with before you. And she requesting $50K a
Not
month.
Tim. Real J Mackey line. She is worth. Ladies don't cook no more. Listen, she said recycled Kit Kat is not worth it. That girl wants $600K a year for breathing. Damn, he did the. Listen, man. I don't even know how they get that math. Like, I'm trying to think, like, okay, she's a beautiful girl, Mike. We ain't gonna be disrespectful. She fine. She gorgeous.
That's it.
But
But what,
50K, are we talking about pre-tax, Mike?
bro?
After tax, it's just so many questions I have, fam.
50K. For my 50K, I better get a hot meal every day. You better shut the fuck up and not say anything at all. You better do what I asked you to do, bro. For 50K a month, bro. For 50K a month. It better come with business plans. It better come with entrepreneurship ideas. It better come with, if I'm paying 50K a month, bro.
He said
It
BBL stinking as well. That's terrible. You funny. Hey, Connie had funny. She crazy, but Mike, she got me rolling. Go ahead. What you saying, Mike?
50K a month, it's an investment. Nigga, it's either an asset or a liability. The motherfucker better be an asset. And if I'm paying
Let's
50K, better flip that shit like Keisha Kayor, nigga.
let's listen to her talk.
You guys are not listening. You're only hearing the number, but you're really not listening. What we find normal, the nighttime girls, might not be normal for you.
Hold on. What does nighttime girl mean? Does that mean I'm selling coochie? Hold on now. Let's keep it clean, Mike. They ding this, Mike. Let's keep it clean. It does fit. There's a nighttime girl, a new world for selling coochie, Mike. Is that the new phrase we just learned?
Sex worker if she's asking for 50K a month.
Let me let it play.
But for us, it's regular seeing $50,000, $60,000. It is a regular thing for us. Not for you, might be $2,000, $5,000, or maybe you see that type of money in a year. Listen, the tax bracket that I'm on is not for everybody. My bills, not everybody has those bills. And I know people, girls actually, that have bigger bills than me. So if their man required them to sit down, I think that it's only fair to get double. What am I going to do if you pay my bills and my bills only? Where's my emergency money? What if something happens to you? Okay, regardless of the number, if it's
Lord have emergency. Hold up, Mike. That's the base package. That ain't the upgraded version. Hold up, Mike. Did she say that was the base, right?
Yeah, bro. But what I'm not saying is, what are you doing for the 50K? I need all type of shit for the 50K, bro. I'm talking about. Okay, you better flip that, and it better come back 100K, 200K, 300K, so we can invest and build and prosper. She not speaking the right language to me, Terrell. She not speaking on what she's bringing to the table for the 50K. Because if you bringing some retired cat and some used up esophagus, bro, what am I doing? What, bro? You have to be making my life hella easier if I'm paying you 50K, bro.
My children always laughing at me. Yeah, you funny, Miss Cunningham. You ain't lying. And what he say? But means bottle girl. Nighttime girl means bottle girl in a strip club. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jamal, for the clarification. She got the glow in the dark, hitting the kitty cat. Lord, that's the glow in the dark, Mike. She wilding. Escort. That's what I thought it meant, Caesar. I mean, listen, I'm not mad at what you are requesting. The question I have, Mike, is for all my fellas out there. Remember, if she don't grind with you, if she don't shine with you, Mike, there is no loyalty. And Mike, it hurts my heart to show this.
Damn.
At your lowest point, fellas, if she don't grind with you, If she don't shine with you, she gonna move on. If you do not know the story, she was what Lil Durk when he was Durky-O, Perky-O in those streets, Mike. And he been locked up for not even a year. When you get locked up, fellas, and you are buying, renting, or paying money for a young lady that has not grown with you, she will move on.
She will 100% move on. This goes to show what loyalty is, bro. Now, granted, we do gotta account for some of the things, right? If convicted, he is looking at 50 years, right? She's a young lady in her prime, and she, quote unquote, I read the article, she felt like she wasted her younger years. But how could you waste your younger years when this man invested into your business and gave you a hair store? You ain't waste your younger years when this nigga was splurging on you and giving you all the money. But the thing about it is, soon as his trial come up, you slide, bro. That to me, you was never.
Mike, what's worse, you don't even show up to the trial date, baby.
And it's the first one. Like it's the when the trial started. You could at least showed up to the first day of the trial, bro. And then you could have hit him with the, oh, I can't see you like this. It's hurting my feelings. So
She ain't even show up. But one thing I want all my fellas to learn, and shout out to the ladies keeping it funky with us, man. Blame those entertainers to tricks. To play devil's advocate, she was saying $50K a month when she works, so it help her stop at her OnlyFans. Jamal, you were terrible. You were stupid. Not Smirky-O. No, hey, Jamal, there's no love or loyalty in these streets. She already is for the streets. In the words of the great Project Pat, Mike, say it with me. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
this is pre-trial, Terrell. The trial hasn't that make it even worse. This is
It make it where the big girls at. Look at the call, stupid. Go ahead, Mike. What were you saying?
But this is what makes it even worse. What some sources just brought to me is pre-trial. It hasn't even started yet.
Well,
She
that
dipped
makes
out.
it worse.
She started yet, bro. But my thing is this: my business back that I gave you, shorty. I need that for this lawyer. Go ahead and shut down shop. If you ain't gonna support me on my worst moment, don't support me when I'm up. And a lot of
And
people
Mike,
got.
a young lady said something to us, Mike. I'm gonna keep it real. Most of the time, you men are so busy looking at the looks, you are not at the heart, and you look at the brain, and that's the problem. Hey, Haja, we got to give a round of applause for that fire, Mike. Go ahead and keep cooking, family.
Be real though, a real mama that is raising a real son is gonna teach a son that looks will fade. Beauty's only skin deep. The Temptation said it a long time ago that beauty's only skin deep and ugly's to the bone. You gotta really know who the person it is that you riding with. You can't put all your eggs in one basket and you be riding and that person don't be riding. You gotta know them to their soul. I know for a fact if I went through something that my people ain't gonna leave me on the wayside. I know for a fact that if I went through something hard, which I just went through something hard, you gotta hand pick the people that's gonna be with you fighting for your life. You gotta hand pick the people and know their heart when you going through something crazy like that. Somebody that will decide to turn and run and you have invested all your money and time and love into them and they turn and run before your trial even starts goes to show that there was signs that he didn't even look at when he was free.
Shout out to my dog Mike with those bars, man. He said Kevin Samuels is crying for Durky-O from heaven. But like you said, y'all, you stupid, Jamal. You on 10 tonight. The one thing we got to understand is, number one, fellas, what's the lesson here? Number one, if you live in that life, do not expect loyalty. Number two, how you gotta is how you lose a dog. Dirk, did you really know India, or was you spinning that bag? Did you really love her, or did she love what you did for her? What makes it worse is, fellas, we know that the other dude know you on trial, but he's still clapping them cheeks.
Yeah, I got a question from the female society. T. It said, "Why she have to stay? She has their kids to take care of." Very good question.
That's a very good question. I would ask this from the female society and thank the female society for that point. As a man, loyalty is judged when you are at your lowest. When I was at my peak, I invested time, money, and resources in you. I'm not saying you can't do your thing, Mike, but it's a difference between you doing your thing publicly. You feel what I'm saying, Mike?
I will say double-edged sword. Double-edged sword. We got to think about it from a female perspective. I was with you, and I may have been telling you the whole time you got to stop doing this stupid ass shit that you're doing. I may have been telling you. See, we got to think about it like that. Granted, bro, damn, you laughing. He at his worst, but we got to think about it. She might have warned him a long time ago, like, hey, because remember Dirk was locked up before, and you know he got out, and it may have been, hey, if you ever go back, I'm gone. We don't know what happened, but
and you know me, Mike. You know I'm ruthless now. I gotta be me, Mike. You knew that nigga was on when you was dealing with him. You knew what you was dealing with before you got with it. India, you a beautiful girl. You have plenty of guys that are upstanding who are willing to take care of you, but you like that perkio lifestyle.
Facts.
So we can't say she was in. No, ma'am. You enjoyed this. Remember, Mike House got shot up. Mike, remember that?
Facts.
You was enjoying that. Exciting. Mike, he's exciting. You know how they do, Mike? He's excited. No, you was enjoying that shit at one point.
If I'm not mistaken, she had to shoot an intruder.
Come on, Mike. So you, like I said, as the ladies, you know I love y'all. You can't have it both ways. If that's the lifestyle you on, I'm with you. But don't like the lifestyle when the shootouts and the crash outs is happening. Then when it get too real, when a nigga doing 30 years and you leave a year in, Mike, leave 5 years after.
I got you.
We ain't seen Lauren. Hey, have we seen Lauren London with a new man yet, Mike? We know she got one. Has she been publicly with one?
T, what happened? You froze, T.
Oh, my bad. I said, have we? Go ahead.
There
I
we
can
go.
see.
It's coming back.
I said, has Lauren London had a new man yet, Mike? I don't
we don't
know.
What Lauren London doing in the dark, bro? We don't know.
But Mike, I'm cool with that. Do your thing, baby. But she open, Mike. She on the gram with it. She taking pictures. It's just, that's what I'm saying, Mike. I'm not saying she can't live a life, but the brother on trial right now. You feel me, Mike?
Right. And the one thing us as men need when we going through a situation is a rider.
Hey, you was enjoying the benefits when it was time. You was in the shootout out the window too. You was with Lil Durk. Mike, I said, Mike, you can't be with Lil Durk and expect for something to be good, Mike. You feel me? And Mike, let me go ahead and read what we got. People talking to us. Let me say, she was wrong, man. Men are marrying average chicks all the way. Wealthy men don't have romance. They'll pay for Aisha Davis. That's facts. I was wondering why younger men wanting to date me, because some of them are young ladies who were raised to the streets and can't cook. Or you ain't lying. You ain't lying, Miss Cunningham. She telling the fact, Mike. I ain't waking up to a Cookie Monster. You are stupid. I ain't stupid, Mike. So don't forget, Dirk is a real street dude. That come with the lifestyle that's stressful. When he gets life in prison, maybe she'll be relieved, low key. Mike, that's a fact. That's a fact too, Mike. Also, when you are young like India, that is fun. But when you hit 28 old, the suburban life is what it is. Ain't no loyalty among the hoes. Facts, Miss Cunningham. Ain't no loyalty. And Lauren London would never make a video happy that nipples were gone, Mike. India wrong for that. That's my point, Mike. I ain't saying India can't move on, Mike, but you out in public with it. You feel what I'm saying, Mike? You out in public with it. And Mike, as we change gears, not to change it up, I got two more subjects for my dog tonight. Mike, when are we going to stop addressing K-pop and Indian and Asian culture stealing our swag? Let's take a listen.
K-pop is having an identity crisis, and that's how we got things like this. This very mid group just said the N-word in a song and tried to pass it off as saying neighbors instead of, and I don't want to hear that it was just an accident, which infantilizes Asian artists and their Asian management. Because how can you be so plugged into Black music and aesthetics and culture and not understand that that word is the worst thing that a non-Black person could possibly say? It's intentional. It is rage bait. And it's making me absolutely sick that in America, in Britain, and now in Korea, during this Black History Month, there has been this normalization of saying that word, having some kind of explanation for it, monetizing and capitalizing off of Black outrage, and then simply moving on, and then the next person doing it again. Now, Korea and all of Asia has their own musical traditions, rich enough that we don't need to be stealing from anybody. There's a Korean musical style called pansori that sounds completely different than anything else in the region. that the movie K-pop Demon Hunters actually borrowed from in one of the opening sequences. Other Asian cultures, I'm thinking specifically Indian culture, has managed to bring their traditional sounds into the modern era. I'm thinking a lot of Bollywood songs here in a way that is uniquely theirs. And another example from South Asia, Zayn Malik, he's Pakistani and British. And he was seasoning the One Direction songs he was singing. And he brought Pakistani sounds into his own music after he went solo. Korean music is capable of this too. And if they still wanted to pay homage to Black music, they could inhabit their own sound for a while and then incorporate some beats and rhythms from Black music. But right now, most of K-pop is Korean and Asian people cosplaying white Americans who are cosplaying Black Americans. This is not only not interesting a lot of the time, but as we can see here, it's actually really harmful. What is the thing that people always...
Mike, why do Asian Americans get a pass and do not get a smoke as they should? Because I personally think, Mike, this K-pop is so disrespectful, and we ain't never talked about it, Mike. As a music head, as yourself, family, the K-pop, the era, the swagger jacking, I need you to take off on this, bro.
Oh, bro, this is something near and dear to my heart because somebody in my life has somebody in their life that is Asian that appropriates Black culture. The motherfucker got dreadlocks and everything, bro. I just would like you, if you're Asian, being Black is cool. We know. Be Asian though. Eat the rice. Eat the fucking boiled fish and shit. But why you gotta, hey, bro, you're putting on the Black uniform, but you ain't standing up for the Black fight. And that's all. The hairstyles that we have, the ethnicity and the culture that we bring to the society, nigga, leave it alone and be yourself. Stop putting dreads in your head, bro. If you can't be Black. It takes so long for straight hair to lock up and you got locks. That is unnatural to your culture. Stop saying the word nigga if you ain't no motherfucking nigga. Stop doing it, bro. And in the music industry, be authentically yourself. But this is what they watch. They watch a group that has came from nothing and has brought culture to society, and they have to mimic it because it sells. That's the only reason why they do it. And we got to stop letting them do it. You want to know why? Because when they do it, they're not doing they say flattery is or imitation is the best form of flattery, but it's a dangerous two-edged street, right? Because you can imitate us so much that you do not care about what we have going on. We ain't never seen them K-pop niggas talking about we thank the Black community for inspiring the music that we do, or we don't like how y'all treating the Black community. No, what do? They monetize it, they get the money, and they carry their fucking ass, and we still let them fucking do it. Ain't nobody standing up to these bitch ass niggas that want to be Black. Being Black is cool. Stop fucking our women too. Stop trying to be a Asian baby daddy to a Black child. That shit is whack, bro. You should have stuck with your own Asian heritage. But the thing that I don't like the most is its bitch assness, bro. It's some real soft ass shit because you want to look Black and you want to cosplay Black, but soon as some Black shit happens to your ass, now you all like, oh no, I'm Korean. Oh no, I'm Filipino. Oh no, I'm Chinese. Nah, motherfucker, be a nigga for real. If you want to act like a nigga, be a nigga and get nigga consequences. That's what I think it should be. But I think it's some bitch ass shit, bro. I really do, and it really grinds my gears because nigga, you not paying homage. You're not paying homage. You putting on a character. You're being a character. And at the end of the day, when the character is done, you're not facing the real consequences of what Black people go through, bro. Be
Shout out
yourself.
to my dog, Mike. I think for me, the most, Mike gave a great synopsis of it. To me, Mike, we have never applied pressure to the Asian culture. They try to skate by, but I think right now, just like we are so uncold about what we want, we got to start calling that cosplaying behavior out from the gut. I don't
Bro.
like K-pop. I don't like their music. I don't like how they don't go to our restaurants, Mike, but make their own restaurants to compete with our restaurants. I don't like how they talk to our women. I don't like how they talk to our kids. I just don't like it. And I think right now, in the era and season, in the love era that we're in, we got to have smoke for everybody individually. It's nothing personal, but K-pop has been swagger jacking for so long, and it's trash. I said it.
Pop ain't
The
nothing but an
music is overstated. Go ahead, Mike.
Pop ain't nothing but an Asian nigga trying to do R&B, nigga.
Man, I'm saying that, man. Flashy would always appropriate that black dudes love anime, martial arts, and car movies. True, Jamal. But remember, we love it from a form of love. We don't take it and say it's ours. We don't remix it, not give homage to it. What they are doing is taking it, remixing it. And let's not forget what she said in the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. She used a racial slur. They are using racial slurs in their music, y'all. Think about that for a second. Music will always be fly if it's a black artist doing it in the country music now. Big facts. We must have stopped allowing everybody to come to the table and still take from our culture. Church, you feel what I'm saying, y'all? Always. It won't be no consequences because they act innocent on the internet, but in real life. But we got to say the real thing too, y'all. Remember, when you say disrespectful things in real life, you will get hands, feet, elbow, forehead, people's elbow, and neck put on you. We ain't ducking nothing. Asian, we ain't running from nothing. I don't like country. Stop it, man. Joe, hey, I don't like Afro beats. I like country. Remember, y'all, country was Ray Charles. I like country. It's our form of country, not the white form of country. The Boondocks was inspired. Go ahead, Mike.
People gotta understand too with this music shit, right? A lot of this shit, yeah, bro. You gotta think about martial arts too, Jamal. A lot of martial arts derived from African fighting. And then as we traveled across the countries, because if you really look at the true Asians, and I understand why they want to be like this, bro, but the true Asians, we look at the true Asians, they came from African tribes, right? They learned the things that we taught them. However, my thing is this: if you want to be a nigga, be in the whole plight. Don't just cosplay and run away. If you down, come to our meetings, come to things that can help our community. Don't just grow dreads, fuck our women, and be a fucked up baby dad. Don't do that.
Well, the thing is, Mike, I don't even want them to be a part of it now. It's been too long, Mike. Stay over there. You already over there, Mike. I'm to the point now, and it's just my philosophy. We don't need to be aligned. You have showed me how you felt. I'm believing you. The gate is closed, Mike. That way, deal with your own issues. We are no longer open, Mike. How y'all jacking y'all swagger, doing y'all own things and being disrespectful, we got to stand 10 toes down with it. Mike, I ain't even open no more. I'm going to keep it 100, Mike. I'm not open. I'm not willing. You have shown me for over 60 years to kiss your rear end. Guess what? I got the same energy now. I got the same energy. I got the same swagger. And I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for everybody. All that get along, be cool, hell to the no. You keep disrespecting me. I'm not going to allow you to keep disrespecting me. I'm not. You showed me who you was, Mike. We either got to shoot the fade or somebody got to deal with it. That's where I'm at now, Mike. Go ahead.
These niggas appropriate black culture and then have the nerve to say shit like they think you just mad because I'm blacker than you. No, motherfucker, I'm mad because you're pretending to be me and don't have any of the plights or have anything that I have dealt with in history. It's just cool to you to talk black, dress black, and look black, but you ain't never been black, bro, and understood or cannot understand what we have been through. That's the thing that irks my nerves, bro. That's the thing that grinds my gears is you want to be us so bad, but at the same time, as soon as somebody check you or as soon as some black shit happen to you, oh no, I'm sorry, sir. You do all that Asian shit. Nah, still be the nigga that you are.
And that's my whole point, Mike. It even respond to Jamal's point, Mike. And like you said, Mike, I don't want to hear no changing. You gonna be who you are. I'm gonna address you like the individual that you are. I'm not being aggressive, Mike. I'm just keeping that same energy. I like what you saying, Mike. Forget all that. You a man now. Forget all that. I don't want no smoke. Hell no. Hell no, Mike. Everybody gets belt to butt. Everybody get the smoke. We ain't playing. I'm Asian. I'm this. No, sir. When you are disrespectful, you will be addressed and responded to disrespectfully. You know what I'm saying, Mike? Period. And Mike, as we continue to close live tonight, go ahead, Mike. What you was about to say, fam?
Sister, right? Like, we need to stop allowing these niggas to fuck our shorties too, because they treat them like shit. Like, they have no respect. They want to have black kids, but don't want to do anything to understand how to raise a black child. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we got to start telling them this, though, Mike, from now on. when we having our mate selection, that's why we got to push that conversation, Mike. And this is just me. We need to start pushing mate selection with our women to learn that, hey, yo, cultural barriers are a real thing. You know what I'm saying, Mike? When you get with a different ethnicity of a person, their family may be disrespectful, not them. You know what I'm saying, Mike? So when you choose, that tends to happen when you're not old enough to understand it. We got to push that knowledge. You know what I'm saying, Mike? Like, hey, this may have happened then, but moving forward, the anti-black is global, Mike. It ain't national. In their culture and other people's communities, they say slick stuff. We got to be willing to talk about it. You feel what I'm saying, Mike? And I believe that's what. Go ahead.
As the song say, everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga.
Shout out to Paul the Great Mooney. And I agree with that, Mike. I believe we just got to start having those mate selection conversations, Mike. And when we say mate selection, y'all, I'm saying, yo, when you get in a white relationship, their family could be racist. When you get in a Hispanic relationship, what if they use the word mayate or other racial slurs? When you lay down with an Asian woman or an Asian man, Mike, what if they use a racial slur? Will you raise the child black? Will you raise it Asian? Will you raise it right? When we have those conversations, when we get into mate selection, we got to talk about those things. You know what I'm saying, Mike? Because if we don't talk about those things, it's going to come up. And what Mike is speaking about is real talk. You know what I'm saying, Mike? But moving forward, Mike, when we talk about it, we ain't gonna condemn them. But I always like to tell my people, we need to have that conversation early on, Mike. If you date a white woman, Mike, it's a high percentage. Her uncle, her cousins, or her family gonna say something. What, Mike? They say something racist. Am I lying?
Get mad and call you a nigga.
Period. And they meant that. They meant that. Y'all French Montana, the N-word, probably nobody fight but y'all. Now, French got that in New York City. He didn't get that down south.
That nigga
keep
French
it in a stack. Go ahead, man. Look, keep it in a stack. Mike Jamal said, keep it in a stack is more like for black men to have Asian baby mamas than for black women to have an Asian baby daddy. Think about it. How do you know he has an Asian baby daddy or husband? That's a good point. That's a good point. You mostly see brothers with the Asians, Mike. That is you know what I mean? I don't know if I've seen it high percent. What about you, Mike? Do you see it the other way or not that common?
Tell Jamal, I know the tree I'm barking up and it's specific. So
okay. Different. That's different. All right. I told my children if they don't use hair products or cook like their mama, don't bring food in the house. I agree with you on that. Hey, my mama always taught me this, y'all. If I can't go to your house to share a meal, are you my friend? If we have never broken bread and eaten together, Mike, are you my dog?
And if I've never
go ahead.
Either I'm breaking bread in privacy. Anybody can break bread. I'm talking about
Mike.
Real said, coming to your mama crib, see where you stay at, see what you be like. If you can't bring me home, don't bring me home. Don't talk to me either.
No, that's fact. That's fact. Jamal spitting. They want age. They want soul food without the pain and prepared to cook it. Jamal cooking tonight. Thank you for addressing my point. I know you educated instead of being hostile. I appreciate you, bro. Always, family. We don't duck nothing. That's why we here. Thank God for y'all calling out these wannabe black people. No, Mike calling them out for sure. Mike on one tonight. Just saying, I don't know one black woman with an Asian baby dad. I get it, Jamal. And different culture, different ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? And what he's saying, do y'all know any black women that eat Asian hubbies or baby? Well, I'm thinking husbands. I think mate selection among other cultures has been emphasized a lot more. I feel like for our generation, I'm gonna speak for me, Mike. I don't feel like that we have discussed it in detail as we should have. You know what I'm saying? Mate selection. What do you think, Mike? I mean, my dog Mike a different side too. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I think we do, but we need to start talking about mate selection and not hostility. Like this. Home, or our mama said some shit like light bright damn near white, stuff like that. We need to talk about it seriously. Talk about, and it's nothing wrong with falling in love with who you fall in love with. I am a firm believer of who I fall in love with, but I'm a firm believer that I love the black woman more than I could love any woman on this earth, and I believe that the black woman is for me and can treat me the way and understand the things that I go through on a daily basis. So I'm not chastising people that's mixing races and had interracial relationships. I'm just saying what I prefer and what works for me, and what I'm just saying. The only our own race can treat us wrong, but we see so far and few between other races treating us right. You get what I'm saying? Like we could do better.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And as we continue to close out, y'all, we got a good feel-good story out of Chicago. Shout out to the Rat. It's playing the music, Mike. I'm gonna try to play it with no audio. What it is showing y'all, the Black Panther Party still has roots in Chicago. Did you know, Mike, in Chicago, they fill up a food pantry in the South Side, in their community, where they pick up trash, Mike, fill up for families that need food and pantry items without the Red Cross and other centers. As our feel-good story for the week, man, we always have brothers in our communities doing good. We have them in Houston, we got them in LA, we got them in Chicago, we got them in VA Beach. But it is our job to signal boost, to talk about, to just and go into stories like this, because this story of Chicago, Mike, I ain't hear no national news talking about it, Mike. This is free. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to leave it there. You come take, what you can, feed your family for it, and hopefully they eat well, Mike. Have you ever saw or heard about this thing going on in Chicago right now?
And I will say we all need to emulate it. And I also was talking to somebody this weekend, bro. Their family member owns a restaurant, and that restaurant is in South Carolina, and it's I don't know how these people still in business. This is grace of God, but it's a restaurant. If you cannot afford to eat, you can come to this restaurant, whatever race, religion, or creed you are, and you cannot afford to eat, they will give you a free meal. And if you can afford to eat, they don't want you to pay for your meal. They want you to pay it for it by giving the money that you would have paid for your meal plus a little bit more. You get what I'm saying? So that way you're paying for those who are in need. I think we all need to implement these in our communities because hunger and homelessness is crazy right now. It's at an all-time high, and that's in every community. If we can establish something like this, and what we need to start understanding is people take what you need and leave what you don't, right? Don't be greedy. Don't be don't do don't take it all because you feel like you need to gouge. No, he didn't leave it, right? We all need to have systems like this in place because each one teach one, each one reach one, right? So therefore, if we don't have things like this, and I'm speaking, and I'm somebody that was homeless and has given to the homeless community, period. I think what we all should do is if we can't get food, start making little gift bags, right? Start having a Ziploc bag with some toothbrush, toothpaste, hand sanitizer, wipes, deodorant. That can go a long way. Maybe put a little $5 bill in it, right? That could go a long way. Because all of us are one paycheck shy of, we may not be living check to check, but all of us are one paycheck shy or one situation shy of being in a detrimental situation. So we have to have humanity.
Let me shout out to my dog Mike for going hard with that subject. For me, y'all, the one thing I noticed, and I live in Houston, there are so many homeless black males that we do not talk about, Mike. It is really an epidemic among us, man. If you go on an average homeless street, y'all, you will see young black men between the ages of working age between 17 all the way to 40 something. Our homeless rate for black men is at an all-time high. There are women's shelters, which they deserve, but there are, like Mike said, the food pantries, the other services that we need, especially the mental health needs, Mike. When a lot of them are veterans, a lot of them have seen stuff, Mike, have mental health disorders, the mental health needs and stuff they need. So, like I said, pantries like this is an amazing feature and attribute to have. I do say I want to see something like that happen around us as we continue to grow and do something, Mike, because I believe it's needed. Because, like I said, Mike, at the end of the day, we do a great job by spreading the wealth through vocal, but I definitely believe, like you said, Mike, doing the work, boots on the ground, always hits different. But I always say, Mike, how come this story ain't on national news? How come we got everything else going on?
Positivity doesn't sell, Terrell. Fear, hunger, and hatred and negativity sells more than positivity. The things that we are doing is the things that the news should be able to do. When you have a national news conglomerate, if you ever looked at the news, I could look at the news in Virginia, Terrell, and you could look at the news in Texas, and the way that they speak, the story, the way that they articulate the story is 100% the same. We have gotten away from real newscasting, real broadcasting, and real journalism where we're speaking to society and telling them the good things and the bad things that are happening. I don't even watch the news anymore because it's all about bad. We ain't talking about how Miss Ethel down the street just turned 109 and celebrating her. We ain't talking about the pastor that opened up his church and not accepting tithes, but only accepting donations for the community. We not talking about the like, bro. Everybody is so focused on themselves and so focused on everything else that we not even understanding that we need to reach out our hand to brother around us, bro. We all human. We all.
I agree. I agree. And I would say for speaking of Jamal, y'all, we are gonna do that event, Jamal, in May. That's my first time ever doing something. I'm about to get with you, but I know we gotta do that in your interview. A lot of stuff, man. But May 3rd, Mike, we're gonna try to have our first homeless sunny side, basically feeding the hood type of event. Mike, pray, keep us your boy locked in. We're gonna try to make that happen. And that is absolutely good. And absolutely. Another sister, Mike, she responded to, she was homeless in 2024, sleeping in your car, but we glad you bounced back.
We glad you good.
We glad that you good, Mike. And another comment, Mike, on the east side of LA, homeless is mostly, but I'm telling y'all, man, the homeless rate among brothers, I want to do a study on it, Mike. Because like I said, Mike, we don't want to end homelessness. We don't care.
No.
We don't care about people that don't have nothing. Go ahead, Mike.
And you know, I said this before, Terrell. If you think about all the billionaires and millionaires we have in America, bro, all they have to do is take a little bit. Like, come on, you got money that will last your family 10 lifetimes and you can't help nobody else? It's
Well, I
because
think, Mike, that's the point of America. We don't help nobody, Mike. Mike, like we got on live early and live and said, we got an open governor speaking about business owners doing illegal business, Mike. Think about that, Mike. An open governor was on the news talking about business owners doing human trafficking. America's already showed that we care about the dollar, the greed, the money more than anybody else in this money. We are a business. We are not a country. Once we learn that, we get the systems in place, we understand, we can move and act accordingly. But I believe just having that discourse among our era, Mike, is where it's going to hit different. Mike, tell the people where they can find you at, family.
under construction, where
Say it again, dog.
under construction, where McCall at? And Michael McCall. And just to answer that one last question you said, Jamal, here in Virginia, bro, in Virginia Beach specifically, there is a lot of Asian baby daddies with black baby mamas, bro.
Say less. May 3rd, we'll be there as a caterer. Let me know. I will, Jamal. Thank you, and you're welcome too, man. And we're going to get back into it. We got another thing, Mike. Word of the week for your people.
Word of the week. My word of the week is humility. Due to the fact that, like I said, we all one paycheck or one disaster away from not knowing where we're going to get our last meal from. So the one thing I can say is, look, this week, pay it forward. Whether that's paying for somebody's meal that's behind you in the drive-thru or just giving somebody a helping hand that cannot help themselves. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, we gotta think about the forgotten. The forgotten is the homeless and the elderly, right? Because we got a lot of. Why don't we just go to the either the homeless shelter or go to a nursing home and just spend some time with somebody? You know what I'm saying?
And yes, word, Mike, with Jamal. Jamal didn't know. That's nuts. Yeah, it's a different culture, different parts of the country, y'all. East side of Los Angeles, brothers and sisters, y'all, we going to lift them up, man. Seriously, man. Oh, yeah, we have nothing wrong with that. Oh, my God, she didn't know, Mike. People talking about it. It is a homeless, I don't know what they talking about, Mike. Hey, man, we got a lot of people surviving and deal with dementia. Hopefully your mama get all right, man. For real, we're going to wish her well. We're going to try to figure everything out. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to go ahead and try to figure everything out. Mike, anything else you want to say to the people as we continue to close out? No.
And sometimes I go on my rant, so I appreciate y'all taking this ride with me and Terrell. I just want to get better every week. And just, I'm real serious about the homelessness, man. If we could just give somebody anything to help them out, sometimes you might not even be able to give them anything, but just praying for them or talking to them is worth more than you can ever imagine.
I agree, y'all. For me, my closing thoughts, man. If you have not read this book, it is a phenomenal read by Dr. Young, speaking about Black American men and the struggles we deal with. On the front of the cover is George Stinnett. George Stinnett was a 14-year-old young Black man who was executed after a 6-day trial with charges were lied about. He was a special need young man, and it goes into the study on how Black boys are viewed as man at an early age. It is a phenomenal read. If you don't have it, let me know. I will send it to you. Also, like I said, baby shower coming up in March. Mike, my dog Mike, and I will be live in session. We also got a couple things coming up in See us next Sunday. See whatever we working and hustle on, Mike. Is there anything else you want to say to the people before we ready to close our family?
Do a giveaway. Y'all ain't want the money, so we gonna do it again. We gonna try to hard
Go ahead,
time,
Mike.
hard time of people struggling. We giving away free money, and y'all needed to do to get it. So we gonna.
And Mike, go ahead. We gonna run it back. We gonna, like Mike said, we gonna run back the play. We gonna run back. God bless you, gentlemen, and find y'all tonight. Y'all made my night fun. Thank you for tuning in. Much love from Cincy. Shout out to Cincinnati, Mike. We got fans in the Cincy, baby. Shout out to Cincinnati, Mike. And Mike, as we take care of ourselves, take care of your family, Mike. Love you, fam. Until next time.
Peace.
So as I told my dog Mike, we checking out another edition of Live on Sunday, y'all. What I want y'all to worry about is A, call your family, B, check on your loved ones, and C, partake in anything else that you may have going on that may be fun. I want to thank you for tapping in for another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It is your greatest host in the known universe, King Crowder. Comment, like, share the live. I will see you Wednesday at 8 p.m. for our midweek tap in. Another phenomenal week ahead of us, y'all. Spring break in 2 to 3 weeks. If you ain't called to check on nobody, check on your people. Love your family. And most importantly, come see me again next week. Another edition of Live on Sunday. Hey.